Wisdom teaches us to value quality over quantity in relationships. Wise people understand that friendship is not just superficial interaction, but deep connection based on mutual understanding, trust, and support. They strive for their friends to be sincere, reliable, and capable of providing support in difficult times. Wisdom also teaches us to recognize toxic relationships and avoid them. Wise people understand that negative and destructive relationships can cause them pain and harm. They prefer to avoid such relationships, even if it means having fewer friends. They prioritize quality in relationships over quantity. Wise people are often more self-reliant and independent. They do not depend on others for their happiness and confidence. This makes them less reliant on external relationships and helps them focus on their own development and growth. A wise person often has fewer friends because wisdom is not just a collection of knowledge, but the ability to see the world more deeply and broadly than most. Wisdom comes with experience and self-awareness, and it often leads wise people to be more selective in choosing their friends. It is also important to note that wise people may have fewer friends because they truly value their time and energy. They understand that time is one of the most precious resources, and they do not waste it on useless or toxic relationships. They prefer to invest their time and effort into relationships that truly matter and bring joy and satisfaction. However, like any valuable thing, friendships should be cherished and nurtured. Wisdom has taught us that relationships require attention, respect, and patience. It has taught us to be tolerant of the flaws and mistakes of friends, to seek compromises, and to resolve conflicts with respect for others' feelings. Wisdom also allows us to choose friends more consciously and avoid toxic relationships that can harm our emotional and mental health. Anton Chekhov once said, "Friendship between wise people is a road paved with flowers. Friendship between fools is a road scattered with thorns." In conclusion, a wise person always has few friends because wisdom teaches us to value quality over quantity, avoid toxic relationships, be dependent, and cherish our time and energy. Wise individuals seek deep, sincere, and supportive relationships that bring them true satisfaction and happiness. Remember the words of Piers Morgan: "Friendship is not about how many friends you have, but who is with you when you need support." And finally, listen to a parable that taught me great wisdom about friendship. Long ago in a village, there lived a wise man named Ivan. He was known for his profound wisdom and the ability to see things that others didn't notice. Ivan had many acquaintances, but he always kept only a few friends. Many of his neighbors were puzzled by this, and one day, one of them decided to ask the wise man why he had so few friends. Ivan smiled and began to tell a parable. "Once, when I was young, I embarked on a long journey through the mountains. I needed to reach a distant valley where the sounds of waterfalls and the songs of birds could be heard. Along the way, I met many people who offered to accompany me, promising help and support. I chose 7 of them because they were willing to share their knowledge of the path. Together, we started the journey. But the path turned out to be much more challenging than I'd expected. The water was swift, the mountains steep, and the weather changed every day. The 7 who were with me began to complain and refuse to go further. I realized that I had chose my companions poorly. They were weak and unprepared for the hardships of the journey. So, I decided to continue my journey alone, despite all the difficulties. I learned to survive in the mountains, to navigate, and to find shelter from the weather. A few months later, I reached the valley I had heard about, and it turned out to be truly amazing. The sounds of nature and the beauty of the surrounding world left a deep impression on me. I spent a lot of time there, learning and experiencing nature. When I returned home, I realized that many of my companions who had started the journey with me never made it to that valley. They fell behind, lost in the hardships of the journey. That's when I understood the importance of having friends who are willing to walk with you, no matter the difficulties and trials. Friends should be like reliable companions in the mountains, ready to support and help when needed. That's why I always have few friends, but they are real. and I know I can rely on them in any situation." Ivan finished his story, and his neighbor understood the profound wisdom of the sage. It's not about the quantity of friends, but their quality and willingness to be there in tough times. Ivan's wisdom taught him to choose his friends wisely and value true friendship.